Sometimes the person who desires you the most is the one who hides it the deepest. They don't confess. They don't flirt openly. They don't make it obvious. But their silence, their eyes, their unspoken emotions, they reveal a longing that words can never explain. Because some people don't love loudly, they love quietly, painfully, intensely, in a way only their heart understands. Today, I will tell you the 10 heartbreaking signs someone secretly desires you more deeply. 1. Their eyes linger on you, even when they look away. There is a difference between looking at someone and lingering on someone. A normal person looks at you and then moves on. But a person who desires you deeply doesn't move on. Their eyes get stuck on you the way a wounded heart gets stuck on a memory. They may pretend they didn't notice you. They may turn their face away quickly. They may act uninterested, but their eyes always return to you, softly, slowly, helplessly. Psychology says when someone desires you, their look carries emotion, not curiosity. Their pupils dilate. Their gaze becomes gentle. Their expression softens, as if seeing you touch something fragile inside them. They don't stare because of attraction alone. They stare because desire has made you the silent center of their world. Your face becomes a place their eyes feel at home in even when their heart feels lost. 2. They remember the smallest, most invisible things about you. A person who secretly desires you doesn't just listen to you, they absorb you. The smallest details, the most random moments, the tiniest things you say, they hold on to them like emotions pressed between pages of a diary. You say something once, and they remember it forever. You tell them your favorite drink, they memorize it. You mention a place you want to visit someday, they picture you there. You share something about your past, they store it like it's a part of their story now. Why? Because desire makes the heart attentive. Nothing about you feels small. Nothing about you feels forgettable. You become a permanent memory in someone who wishes they could be important in your life. Even if they never express it, their heart treats your words like fragile treasures they're scared to lose. 3. They act completely different around you than they do with others. Watch closely. This sign exposes everything. Someone who deeply desires you cannot act normal around you. Your presence shakes their emotional balance. Around others, they might be calm, confident, collected. But around you, their behavior changes in subtle, emotional, uncontrollable ways. Sometimes they become nervous. Sometimes they talk too much. Sometimes they talk too little. Sometimes they smile too easily. Sometimes they freeze like their mind went blank. It's because you awaken something intense in them, something they can't hide no matter how hard they try. You soften their edges, you break their walls, you make their emotional guard fall. Psychology says if someone behaves inconsistently around you, their heart is reacting, not their mind. Your energy affects them. Your presence overwhelms them. You make them feel vulnerable in a way nobody else does. 4. They come close to you, but pull away before it gets too real. This is where the sadness enters. This is where desire becomes fear. Someone who secretly desires you walks a painful emotional tightrope. Too afraid to lose you, too afraid to confess, so they do both. They come close, and then they disappear. They initiate conversation, but end it quickly. They show interest, but then act cold. They try to be near you, but avoid intimacy. This push and pull behavior is not confusion. It's emotional fear. Fear of being rejected. Fear of ruining the bond. Fear of wanting too much. Fear of not being enough for you. So they love silently from a distance that protects their heart, yet hurts them every single day. They want you. God. They want you deeply, but they're terrified of wanting you too much. 5. They feel jealous. Quietly, silently, painfully. They'll never say it, they'll never show it loudly. But when they see you talk to someone else, someone you smile with, someone who could have a place in your life, something inside them breaks. Their face changes, their energy drops, their voice becomes distant. their eyes dim, just a little. That is jealousy, the quiet kind, the sad kind, the kind that comes from love that has no place to go. They're not angry at you. They're scared. Scared that someone else might give you the attention they dream of giving you. Scared that someone else might understand you the way they already do in silence. Scared that someone else might take a place they've been secretly saving for themselves. This jealousy isn't possessive. It's heartbreaking because it comes from a desire they don't feel worthy to claim. 6. They make subtle efforts only. You notice love doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers through the smallest gestures. Someone who secretly desires you may not show grand, dramatic efforts, but they show small, meaningful ones designed just for you. They dress a little better on days they know you'll be around. They fix their hair when you enter the room. They lower their voice when talking to you. They reply faster to you than anyone else. They show up when you need help, even if you didn't ask. These are not accidents. These are emotional signals. These are quiet acts of longing. Psychology says, when someone prepares themselves for you, they desire your attention more than your approval. They want you to notice them, not because they need validation, but because you matter to them more than they admit. 7. Your presence makes them nervous. In a beautiful way, desire creates emotional tension, not the toxic kind, but the tender kind. When you stand close to them, their entire body reacts. Their breathing changes, their voice shakes slightly, their hands feel restless, their chest feels full, their mind stops working for a second. Your presence overwhelms them. Not because they are weak, but because what they feel for you is too strong for them to control. They want to reach out. They want to touch your hand. They want to pull you into a conversation that never ends. But they don't, because desire makes them careful and fear makes them cautious. Your nearness becomes the sweetest pain they know. 8. Your emotions affect them more than their own. Someone who secretly desires you gets emotionally connected to your feelings without even realizing it. If you're upset, their heart feels heavy. If you're stressed, they become protective. If you're distant, they panic silently. If you're happy, they feel relieved. They check on you more than they check on themselves. This is not friendliness. This is emotional attachment. They care about your well-being in a way they don't care about anyone else's. When you hurt, they hurt deeper. When you smile, they breathe easier. Because in their heart, you're not just someone. You've become a piece of their emotional world, a piece they're terrified of losing. 9. They secretly imagine a future with you, but never tell you. This is where their desire becomes a quiet tragedy. They dream of you in ways they will never admit. They imagine holding your hand. They imagine talking to you for hours. They imagine a life with you where they can finally express everything they've been hiding. They imagine small things too, daily conversations, walking together, sharing moments, building something real. Not fantasies, not illusions, but simple emotional dreams they wish could become true. But they never say a word, because their desire feels too fragile, too sacred, too risky. They'd rather carry that dream silently than lose the little place they currently hold in your life. 10. When their feelings become too strong, they distance themselves. This is the most painful sign of all. When someone desires you deeply but secretly, their emotions eventually become overwhelming. And instead of getting closer, they step back. They disappear for a while, not because they don't care, but because they care too much. Their heart needs protection. Their emotions need space. Their desire becomes too heavy to hide. So distance becomes their only escape. It's heartbreaking because their silence often looks like disinterest, when in reality it's overflowing love that has nowhere to go. They're scared of messing things up. They're scared of confessing too much. They're scared of losing you by wanting you. So they hurt themselves to protect the connection they still have. Distance becomes their final confession. If you see these signs, remember this. The deepest desire is often the quietest one. Some people love silently because they've been hurt loudly. Some hearts hide everything because they fear losing the one person who makes them feel alive again. Their eyes speak. Their silence speaks. Their little gestures say what their lips never will. And sometimes, the person who desires you the most is the one standing in the corner, looking at you like you're a dream they don't feel worthy of touching. Their love isn't weak, it's wounded, it's cautious, it's deep, it's real. And if one day they ever gather the courage to tell you, you will realize that their quiet desire was the purest form of love you never saw coming.